Hello everybody, my name is Adam and today I'll be talking about ACL injury, which is known as the anterior cruciate ligament injury. So, the anterior cruciate ligament is one of the 4 ligaments that helps connect the femur to the tibia, and it is also located between the femur and the tibia. The function of it that it helps provide stability for people to stand. It helps protect the meniscus from tearing and prevent the knee from sliding forward. The anterior cruciate ligament tears are very common in sports, contact sports such as football, rugby, hockey, etc. This injury can occur from a sudden change of direction, a sudden stop of a movement, or landing incorrectly from a jump, and impact from contact sports. This is an example of a football player who landed awkwardly after a jump, then tore his ACL. This is also another example of a MMA fighter kicking right above the knee to hyperextend the knee and to injure opponent's ACL. The statistics on ACL injury in athletes in America shows that 150,000 athletes suffer from ACL injury. The injury itself is accounted for more than $500 million in US healthcare costs each year. 70% of the injury comes from contact sports in America, such as basketball, football, soccer. This leads to a mechanism such as pivoting, awkward landings during sports, sidestepping, or cutting. Lastly, women are 2 to 8 times more likely to injure their ACLs compared to men. So, why do women have a higher risk of getting ACL injuries compared to men? In this research, it shows that female knees are more turned-in compared to men's knees. And it shows that women have a wider pelvis than men, so their thigh bones are angled downwards. Female also have a slower reflex time compared to men because it takes a millisecond longer to respond to a situation. It might be a very small difference, but it will lead to a higher rate of injury. So the healing process will take around 6 to 12 months, but 1 year is recommended. The CPM machine is recommended to help with the movement of the knee after surgery, and as well as price, which is known as protect, rest, ice, compress, and elevate. All this recovery method will help athletes gain a full range of motion and help them go back to their sports regimen. Thank you for watching.